Thanks for joining me. I'm Alene. I'm a jewelry designer, and I have a studio here in Arizona. It doubles as a garage, as you can see, but you just have to ignore all that. And I'm going to show you today my jewelry graveyard. So we all have one, and I would appreciate it if you would like me and subscribe and all of that stuff. It just helps me to know that this is stuff that you want to see more of. So I'm going to go right to it because I've kind of consolidated it here so you can see it a little better. Whoa! All right, well, maybe not. There we go. All right, this is good. Now we're going to start with, these are scraps from silver that I'm working with, silver or fine silver, and I do have those kind of separated out since I want to use more fine silver these days. Fine silver is 99% silver. It's a little softer, and sterling has some copper in it, so that's the difference. These pieces, some of them will get recycled. They're like pieces when I'm working with something and I have to cut away what I don't need. Some of them will go into some of my designs because I do tend to fuse stuff together, and others will be recycled. I can turn those in for scrap and get some cash back for it. So that's that. The next is some of my copper stuff. These are all pieces that I was playing around with. And I've fused silver into all of them. You can see this one here. And just haven't quite decided if I want to shape them into something and add gems to them or what. So they all sit in a big pile like this. Now that's that. This is more silver. These are ones that were actually made for a specific stone, but for some reason didn't fit it exactly, and so I've kind of kept them separately. I can reuse almost everything in here, and again, anything that does end up being scrap I will turn in to get it recycled. So that's that. These are pieces that are all part of my spiral collection. You can see here different spirals that some of it I was playing around with, deciding how I want to design. Some of it just, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with these. If nothing else, obviously they'll be recycled, but some of them I can use in my designs as well. So they all sit in a little pile like this. These are stones. Now, the reason they're in here is each of them has something a little wrong with them. I'm going to show you this one because this is more obvious. You can see that it's got a little piece cut out from it. Maybe you can. Can you see that? Yeah, you can see that. So each of them has some kind of a crack in it or something where I would not use it for my design. However, a lapidary person, which is not me, I'd have to give these to somebody else, can cut that away and turn it into a beautiful gem. And here's another one. Again, this is not going to be real obvious, but because moonstone does have a lot of lines running through it, so you would think, well, it's just one of the lines, but it is actually a cut, and I can feel it, the cut. So again, a good lapidary can cut that out and make this into a different design, and it still becomes a beautiful piece of jewelry. So they're all kind of sitting in a pile right here. These are some pieces somebody gave me a long time ago. They're shells, and I just haven't quite decided what to do with them. So they sit in my graveyard. And last but not, well, here, I guess I should show you these. These are all pieces of copper that I have in variety. Some of them I used to make a design, a cuff design where I used several of these pieces, and I haven't been making those, so I still have some of these. Some have the patina on them, some have the silver on them. Not sure what I'm going to do with them, but I just don't want to get rid of them, so here they sit. And then lastly, I have some pieces that have been put into a bezel, as you see here. This one I cut away from a piece that I was doing, and I don't know. I probably could put this onto a piece of copper and make it into a cuff. That's a possibility. A couple of these, as you can see, again, these are some of my geodes, which are very difficult to bezel, which is why they're sitting here. It doesn't quite fit, and so I have to decide, do I want to cut it away somehow and do this, or do I want to start from scratch? And because they're beautiful gems and I'm going to use them in one way. But that gives you kind of a feel for, here's another copper one. That could be a nice belt buckle, but I don't know. I don't do belt buckles. So again, they're sitting there. I don't want to get rid of them. And that's my jewelry graveyard. So it gives you kind of an overview of what happens. Again, almost everything can be reused. So that's the good news. Thanks for joining me. And again, subscribe if you think this is interesting. And look forward to more. I'll do a lot more on some gemstones. Thanks.